Don't ask about this. I figured I'd do something fun for the occasion. G'day guys. So, Pryda snares. What is a Pryda snare? You might typically hear these snares in like big room house and like other kind of EDM music that was like way popular back in like 2015, stuff like that. But where did Pryda snares actually come from? Like, who originally made them? Apparently there's been some talk about Pryda snares, and the biggest answer I could come up with was that it was made by a DJ called Pryda. Unless it comes up with Eric Prydz, then yeah, history and recreating it. It's possibly the common trope in big room music. In early 2009, the Swedish producer released Miami to Atlanta. Aside from its typically smooth Pryda chord progression, the track is notable for one thing, its creative use of the snare drum. And I imagine this is an example, so let's hear it. Wow, there's 4 Pryda snares in there. That's the kind of snare that we're going to try and recreate in this video. So I figured I would end discussion once and for all and figure out how to make us some Pryda snares. So let's go. So I actually have a sample pack here filled with Pryda snares. So let's just pick one. This one. So I guess some Pryda snares typically have like a gated reverb at the end of it, but some other Pryda snares have some kind of other snare in them that's like reverse. There we go. Also, let's see what happens if we add some kind of reverb to this snare. So some of them do have a gated reverb on them. Right, so because we want to be creative and make our own samples, I figured I'm going to actually use a synth, kind of like Serum or Massive, to make our snare ourselves. Then we can add the effects on later and see how we can make a Pryda snare. So let's use Serum. I'm sure plenty of people are aware of the noise percussions in there. Like there are attacks, there are snares. So maybe we can use these? I don't know if they're going to sound any good, but let's give it a try. So some of these snares don't sound quite like I want them to, so I think we'll just make our own snare ourselves. But firstly, we're going to have to add a spectrometer, so let's load up Wave Candy. So those kinds of snares are hitting in the 150 Hertz region, so now we know that we can work on that. So let me go into Serum, and what I think I'll do is add an envelope on a sine wave and give it some attack, but it's got to play in the 150 Hertz region. Right, let me add an envelope. Then let me add another envelope to the level, so it doesn't sound like a high-pitch 808 or anything. Now obviously this has got to have some attack, so let me see if I can cut this down to see what kind of attack this has. It's got some sort of like little Foley noise in there. There we go, that's got like a lot of attack now. Let's see what other kind of things this Pryda snare has. You know what I think they have? Okay, so now that we know that we have this, let's add this to the piano roll. Then maybe we can add another type of noise to it. So why don't I just add Massive, add some white noise. So you can see this white noise in the snare is kind of like in the high region. Let's see if I can make the white noise play in the high region. And you know what, I might have to route both of these to a mixer and make them get compressed, because I understand there's a lot of compression. Actually, that's not too bad. You know what I'm thinking of doing? I might just add Serum and add some kind of like Foley noise I can make out of some wavetables. So let's go. I want the wavetable to have some like a lot of high end so I can compress it, and I want to distort it a bit and then compress it. Now it's just a hardstyle kick. See, this is what I was going for. Might add some noise to the reverb. Reverb to the noise. Yeah, so this is getting a lot more power. So let me route the Foley that we made to a mixer, then route it here. Let me add another compressor maybe. What I'm also thinking of doing is turning up the release so that the reverb compresses slowly. That's way too slow. Yeah, I think the highs are like not gated. That kind of sounds like a clap. Let's see what happens when we add reverb to this. Maybe I'll add just a smidge of reverb to the sine. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So let me try doing something to the Foley. See what happens when I add reverb on it. We want this to like cut off instantly before it goes into the drop when we add it to a song. So you know what I'm thinking I do? Might add a Serum effect. Then we just quickly add a sudden stop LFO. So something like this. There we go. That's what we're going for. Then we just add a distortion, I guess. And then we add an EQ to cut out the lows. Okay, so I think we made our very own Pryda snare using a sine, white noise, and a Foley that eventually turned itself into a clap. And together, with a bit of compression, sound godizer, and distortion, it all sounds like this. Cool. So I think now what we can do is maybe export this. So I'm thinking, for the sake of putting our knowledge to the test, I figured we'll make another one. So let's try that. So what I want to do for this next Pryda snare, let me just mute everything first, is maybe add a pinch envelope to silent. Then add another one here. Yeah, this feels it out more. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to add white noise to part B of silence. So let me just add a distortion, maybe? Now let's see what kind of white noise we can make with silence. We can always like just add the noise, then the muddy reverb after it. Bandpass it. Then what I also want to do is EQ the noise, because it only has bandpass, low pass and high pass. Like, it doesn't have any notch filters in them, I don't think. So what I think I'll do is this. Add the muddy reverb. So let me just replace the distortion with a multiband compressor. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that we want in a Pryda snare, for the clap to rise up slowly. Now we need to add some real noise, but let me just multiband compress these really quickly. Let's use a Maximus this time, then turn the release up. Now we got to add the white noise to fill in the highs, and we also got to cut out the low. Actually, let's have it long. But we also have to add that LFO. Now it sounds more like a clap. Yeah, so maybe I can export that. So now we have two. But now, I think third time's the charm, we might as well make one more Pryda snare. Right, let me mute everything. Right, so now for this one, I want to use massive. Let's make a clap out of massive. Now, because this is going to be the reverse clap, I got to have the attack go up like this. Let's route these here. But remember, we got to add reverb to the sine. Okay, that sounds like a Pryda snare. Maybe another sound godizer. This has got to have a muddy reverb. What is this? Okay, let me EQ that out. EQ it, and then limit it. Actually, I think I might mess around with the volume, like inputs of each individual sound. So that's how you make Pryda snares, I guess. And not only that, but we've learned exactly where they came from and like why they're being used and how to make them. So I think that'll do for now. Wait, that's not the end of the video. Everyone, I have traveled from the future to deliver a very important message. So I've been spending the last few days just making Pryda snares because I figured I'll just have a bit of fun with it, and I've made 25 Pryda snares. So I figured instead of letting all these Pryda snares go to waste and not use them at all, I figured why not release this as a sample pack for April 1st. So as you can see, these are all the Pryda snares I made. And I made these completely out of white noise and sine waves and the stuff that we use in the video. Hence why I'm wearing a different shirt. Just to show that I'm not BSing this April 1st, I figured I'll give you guys a quick preview of all the Pryda snares right here. This one's my favorite. So all these Pryda snares will be available for download in the link of this YouTube video, so you guys can use it in your own songs, because we know Pryda snares are pretty essential in big room house if anyone still makes them. But of course people still make them, what am I talking about? But anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys found this video useful, and all these snares are going to be in different tempos too, so if you're trying to find the right snare for your song, then you have plenty of choices. And I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Happy April 1st, and whatever you do, stay away from black profile pics. They're everywhere. But other than that, have fun making Pryda snares, and see you guys in the next video.